Black Widow ceded its #1 spot to an unlikely foe in its second week in theaters, the Toon Squad. LeBron James, Bugs Bunny and the rest of the stars of Space Jam, A New Legacy defied expectations and won the weekend box office. According to studio estimates Sunday, Space Jam, A New Legacy grossed $31.7 million in North America, while Black Widow took in $26.3 million. Not many expected Space Jam, A New Legacy to pull off this win. The poorly reviewed film was pegged for an opening in the $20 million range. But a sizable number of families and millennials who grew up with the original Space Jam left the house and went to a theater to see it, even though it's simultaneously streaming on HBO Max free for subscribers. Audiences gave the film a promising A- in cinema score, suggesting word of mouth could be strong. Is that LeBron James' mansion? And his real family? Space Jam, A New Legacy is the largest pandemic opening for Warner Bros., which is significant since the studio in 2021 is releasing all its films in theaters and on HBO Max at the same time. It's also the largest domestic opening for a family film since the beginning of the pandemic. Warner Bros. Said 32% of the audience was under 18, which is larger than usual. Most of the major family films that have come out during the pandemic, from The Boss Baby, Family Business to Raya and The Last Dragon, have opened well under $20 million. But audiences of all ages turned out for the new Space Jam. It shows that families have waited for a movie that everyone can go to, and that's this movie, says Jeff Goldstein, Warner Bros. Head of domestic distribution. It's just a fun movie for the family. Black Widow, meanwhile, fell 67% in its second weekend, which, although steep, is also fairly normal for superhero films, which tend to have front-loaded audiences. Internationally, the Scarlett Johansson-led film picked up another $29.9 million, bringing its global grosses to $264 million. Last weekend, Black Widow became the highest-grossing film of the pandemic. Disney also surprised many in the industry by revealing its first weekend profits from the movie's streaming rentals, more than $60 million. Rental grosses were not provided this week, however. This weekend also saw the launch of Escape Room: Tournament of Champions, a sequel to the high-concept 2019 film. The film is projected to earn $8.8 million over the weekend, better than the first film's debut and in line with studio expectations. How Black Widow got real about trauma and abuse. F9 took fourth place with $7.6 million. The Fast and Furious film has made $591.2 million globally to date. The 5th and 6th place spots also went to Universal Films, The Boss Baby, Family Business with $4.7 million and The Forever Purge, with $4.1 million. A Quiet Place Part 2, which recently became available on Paramount+, is still doing good numbers into its 8th week in theaters. It added another $2.3 million, bringing its domestic total to $155 million. The Anthony Bourdain documentary Roadrunner also did well this weekend, earning around $1.9 million from 925 theaters, making it the top-grossing specialty debut of the year. Final numbers are expected Monday. He cared way too much about everything.